Rise and shine, little lights. It's me, Lucius. Today, I'm not gonna bother with beating around the bush for a flashy intro for the video just because I really want to get into things. So without further ado, I guess I'll just start by talking about some things that most of you wouldn't be aware of unless you read some of my YouTube posts that I do. Because a little bit ago, I had put out a post explaining that I've been having some financial issues, and that I'm having a hard time keeping my YouTube routine going. Honestly, I don't make very much, and despite my requests for more hours at my retail job, I still seem to be getting screwed over by the lack of days I get to work. So I'm genuinely out of ways to make money. Hell, unless any of you out there want to buy a few Demon Slayer cosplay swords that I got a few years ago, because frankly, I regret getting those and could really use the money. But it's because of this issue that I'm unable to keep using my editing software of choice, which is Wondershare Filmora. That is, unless you want to see a big-ass watermark on the whole video as well as at the end. But that is why I'm attempting to transition over to DaVinci Resolve, which is what future me is probably using to edit this video. And while I would love to eventually stop paying the subscription for Wondershare and move fully over to DaVinci, it isn't as user-friendly and has led to a bit of a learning curve that my friend Rat has been helping me navigate. It's been a great tool so far, even if it's a little bit slow. But at least it's an alternative that I don't have to pay for. Thankfully, DaVinci is giving me much more precision and much more professional ways to tweak my shitty audio, since I am painfully aware that my last dozen or so videos, as well as about another dozen that I've yet to edit and upload, and possibly even this one, have had horrible audio due to my mic, which I will talk about in a second. But it has also been making a little test video that I've been working on sound a little more normal, if only barely. But, you know, enough software glazing. On to the next issue. As some of you have probably noticed, I actually blamed my mic this time around as opposed to OBS. And while I know that sounds like a kid online blaming his mouse for missing shots and, you know, just not acknowledging a skill issue, I actually have a real reason to diss the equipment instead this time around. Not long ago, I was kind of going through a few guides online in order to try and fix the audio when I came across an old forum that spoke about telling whether or not it's a hardware or software issue. And after following it and examining my mic and doing a few various tests ranging from voice pitching to settings on the knobs and such, I've come to the conclusion that my Blue Yeti mic has some sort of wiring or chip issues, as well as wire ports underneath being loose and practically broken, leading to a lot of fuzzy, staticky sounds from time to time. So I'm trying to work up enough money for a replacement mic that I can use for future videos. While I do love my mic and I've always treated it well, I just can't stand using it anymore. I mean, if it's just gonna lead to low quality audio issues that can hurt a video more than, you know, YouTube's resolution compression ever could, I don't know, it's just, I would rather throw it away at that point, because there's only so much peaking and echoing and vocal cutting that I can take. But speaking of audio, I just wanted to segue into another issue that I've come across as of late. My end card, you know, that little thing I put at the end of all my videos, well, maybe not all of them, but more recent ones. Anyway, yeah, it's been flagged for copyright by someone. And that just confused and irritated the fuck out of me when it first happened. Mainly because I got the music from a royalty copyright-free source or something like that. And I don't get how such music can lead to a problem like that. I just have no fucking idea. But it has now led me to working with a few folks that I'm close to create an entirely new end card with new visuals and music, and I'll hopefully have that out soon. So for now, my videos will just be ending on a fade to black like before. That way I can just avoid further bullshit. In addition to the end card change, I'm also looking at changing up my editing formula. while I know I put out a lot of long-form content, I know it really isn't everyone's cup of tea. So, I will be experimenting with shorter videos too. They'll still likely be over 20 minutes, but won't be over 50 if I can help it. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going back on my word to avoid making videos that rely on gimmicks or the equivalent of shaking keys in front of a child, but I'll be trying more stuff in line with what creators like Vanoss Gaming and Rubik's Raptor might do. But when it comes to my longer videos, I'll be taking more inspiration from Frankie on PC and using external VFX and SFX to spice up the videos. Like, if a room seems too quiet, I'll put in a soft wind or a gentle creaking or something like that to give a more immersive experience. Maybe even a lens flare if I'm looking up at the sun through a tree canopy in a game. But in which case, my videos might take a bit longer than I care to admit, because for me, I want my videos to be as cinematic as possible. Even if I have novice level skills in editing, I'll still do what I can to keep changing and learning and just making better and better quality videos overall. But I hope you all look forward to more funny moment compilations as well as long-form videos that have more frequent cuts, but they still would feel natural. But with the main issues out of the way, I guess I'll try ending this video on a slightly lighter note. I think it'd be suitable for me to announce some ideas that I have for more community engagement. For one, I'll be trying to branch out onto other platforms to get more exposure. I'm talking things like TikTok, Blue Sky, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, things like that. But I'll also be working on trying to make a Patreon or a Ko-Fi, Coffee. It's Ko-Fi. I don't really know how to pronounce that. Also, maybe even a Throne, I guess? And perhaps other crowdfunding things in case any of you want to support me in a more financial sense. But rest assured, I'm not expecting you all to do so, especially if you find yourself in a poor financial state just like me. So don't feel pressured to donate or anything, especially if, especially since I haven't really thought too much about what I would do for things like Patreon. Maybe I'll just upload, behind the scenes or unedited videos or failed recordings or other projects that I might be working on. But anyway, I'm just trying to find some ways of funding this passion I have for YouTube and content creation as a whole. And as for the socials, once I create them and make sure they are somewhat official looking, I'll go ahead and announce them in a video and post links for them in the description below. But again, it's only for those who want to support me in other ways. I know I refuse to ask things like follows and subs and likes and views and all that, and I'll leave that up to you guys entirely, so I will continue to do that, because for me, I want to earn my fan base. I will not ask for anything that you would not give willingly. But, with this sizable rant out of the way, I just want to thank you all so much for watching this stupid video all the way through, and if you would all like to support me and these changes, then I hope you'll stick around. I truly, truly, truly value each and every one of you, and I hope I'll do you all proud. So, until next time, stay bright.